dangerous to sign the Warrior star. I was told yesterday, before the show, I got a text that Brooklyn's in it. And so Rich Kleiman is his agent. And Rich Kleiman yesterday was talking and Wall Street Journal, and here's what he said.
What you're saying is that this has not been decided. There's no hidden handshake agreement.
No.
With the New York Knicks?
No.
No, nothing like that?
No.
Okay. All right.
That is 100% undecided. And I'm waiting on Kevin, you know? That's the truth. I think there's a feeling that this thing is like war games and everybody's kind of like...
playing a role.
Yeah, playing chess like years out. But when somebody gets to the level of basketball that he's at, you can't juggle focus like that. There's so many things he's juggling too. He's not scripting his future while he's playing the way he plays and practices the way he practices.
LeBron's moved 3 times. Didn't Cleveland going back take us by surprise? I know for a fact he didn't know he was going to Miami until 48 hours or 24 hours out. I mean, I've moved 4 times in my career. 3 of the 4, 72 hours out, I was undecided. This move was the only one I knew in advance. And that was a lot of family stuff. But I keep hearing that he's locked in on this team and locked in on that team. So let's line up the places where I'm told he really likes. And you tell me, would you have a little indecision? Let's talk about the New York Knicks. Remember, 100%. And I've been told it's 100%. By a current player and a former player. Okay, the owner's bad with the Knicks. The roster's weak. The recent history is awful. And oh, by the way, he could make more money in Golden State than the Knicks. You don't think doubts about that? Well, let's talk about the Clippers. Roster, mostly guys, role players. History, do I have to explain the history of the Clippers? Brand, second biggest team in their own arena. What about Jerry West? Okay, what about him? He's 81 next week. They're not rolling together. Okay, let's size up the Brooklyn Nets, because that's the one I'm hearing now, Brooklyn Nets. Once again, they're a little brother, second biggest brand in their own city. They have an owner from overseas, and the Nets are about his 8th biggest business. And if he does attract KD, it'll be his 3rd reboot in about 6 years. They have 3 winning seasons in 12. And oh, by the way, if they were going to land Anthony Davis, am I wrong here? They'd basically have to trade the entire roster. You telling me Knicks, Clippers, and Brooklyn, I don't have some worries and concerns and doubts about those franchises? What about the Lakers? What about the Lakers? Have you seen their organizational flow chart? It looks like a poorly constructed spider web. And by the way, the team, I'm assured that he's leaving. This one, there's no chance he stays. The Golden State Warriors, let me remind you of the last several years and the images. 3 of them with Golden State. Parades, MVP trophies, and rings. And that's the one you're assuring me has no chance to keep him. I don't really buy that. And let me throw this little wrench into it. Whereas LeBron James, somebody that Kevin Durant has at least deep respect for, admiration for, used to practice together, especially years ago. Whereas LeBron, by moving to Miami and winning titles, accelerated player mobility. Could I not argue this disastrous move to the Lakers has pumped the brakes for everybody's player mobility? LeBron could be the guy that accelerated it and stopped it. So this idea, everybody knows where Kevin Durant's going. There's a reason this is the 6th different report on Kevin Durant's destination. And I'm not Kevin Durant, but I've moved a lot. And in 3 or 4 of my moves, you get the yellow pad out, pro, con, yes, no. It's hard. It is hard. And the one you keep assuring me has no shots, the one all I get's parades, trophies, and rings. And that's the one we know he's not staying at. Because I still contend that's the best place for him. Never forget, Marcus Thompson just wrote a book on KD as close to him as any media member. Never forget what he told us a month ago.
I'm not buying that at the last moment he's sitting at a meeting with somebody and he can't be swayed. Either way, to stay or go. Because
that's his personality.
Yeah. He could think it's done right now, whether that's staying or going. I still think later on, like, he can be swayed. Like, he's a guy, he feels everything. He sits in the room. He's present. He's got to weigh this stuff. We still have 3 or 4 more series if they win a championship of data to insert into this equation, right? Like, I don't know if even if he thinks he knows the answer, I don't think he knows the answer. I'm not buying it.
So the story this morning, the Clippers are in it. What I was told yesterday morning before the show, Brooklyn and Kyrie and KD are very much in it. I was told a week ago the Knicks were a done deal, and 3 weeks ago from a former MVP in the league, the Knicks were a done deal. And everybody keeps telling me LeBron still has a chance. Kevin Durant has not made up his mind. Coming up next, you ever see one of those studies? And it comes out, like it's not as healthy to get less than 5 hours of sleep a night. And you're thinking to yourself, they needed a study for that? The Lakers are releasing their own sort of study, and I don't think we need to study to figure it out. That's coming up next. Plus Kendrick Perkins, Katino Mobley, a great young 29-0 boxing talent. Keith Thurman stops by on our show today, fighting Pacquiao coming up fairly soon. Look, everybody is trying to eat a little healthier, but there's more choices out there, and it is hard to find the time to make the perfect omelet and the perfect breakfast and have the perfect lunch. So whatever's available, beat the traffic, get to work sooner. Listen, sometimes you make bad choices. Good news, though, there's Soylent. It is a complete meal in a bottle. 36 essential nutrients, 20 grams of plant protein, slow-burning carbs, so keeps you full, keeps the weight down. This is not a sacrifice flavor for nutrition option. Comes in 7 delicious flavors. Cacao, vanilla, strawberry. I like their caffeine line, coffee and breakfast in one. So try to avoid skipping meals and eating crap because you don't have time. Just subscribe to Soylent.com, and it gets delivered free to your door. That's what I do. Great deal for my audience. Limited time, first-time customers of Soylent.com. Use the code HERD20, HERD20, and get 20% off your first case. The code HERD20, 20% off your first case at Soylent.com. A meal in a bottle.